bunch of Filipinos clapping their hands. Yay! So I moved to Barcelona 5 years or almost 6 years ago actually. And I forgot to go home. So I'm still here in Barcelona. And I'm a product lead here in Adevinta. I work with Angela, actually, for those who were in the UX talk an hour earlier. I work with Angela in trust and transactions. And whenever I have time after work, if I don't work late, I also do coaching for product managers and product teams. And I would like to claim that I'm amazing at karaoke. Some people will contest that, but I really don't care. So that's me. And so that's who I am. And before I dive into the topic of product management, which I always love talking about because it's an amazing role. And if I can get more people to come and join us in the dark side, I would. But in the group, well, in the audience, with between you people, who actually is interested in the role of a product manager? Who wants to try out becoming a product manager? I see one hand raised, two hands, just two. Ay ay. Okay, three, four. Okay, let me see if I can get that count higher at the end of this talk and maybe convince more people that the role is fantastic. Please try it. You can always change your mind later if it's not for you. Okay, so what does a product manager do anyway? Does anybody have an idea? Feel free to raise your hand, open your mics, put it in the chat. I'm seeing a hand raised. I don't know if you guys are typing. Yeah, go ahead.
I think from what I understand, it's like the person who in the team always has the objectives of the product in mind and is protecting the product while everybody's working on it, but maybe you're the one who has like that vision of the product in mind, is trying to make everything work for that purpose. That's what I understand.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Camila. Yes, cool.
So I think a product manager is the one who's understanding the business needs, I think, and applies that to their products, like adjusting the products to be able to satisfy the user needs. I think that's it.
Thank you. And Anna in the chat said manages backlog, works with the business to understand the future product enhancements. So all of you are correct. All of you are correct, and then some more. So the answer is actually it depends. It depends on who you're asking. What does a product manager do? If you ask the books, the product manager sits right in between the intersection of UX, tech, and the business. The product manager is right there. What does that mean? Could be many things. If you go through Medium articles, YouTube videos, courses, boot camps, etc., product manager is usually likened to an octopus because we're supposed to be doing so many things or know many things. We know about the business, the users, the data, the market. We do the product vision, we do the product strategy. We're highly tech oriented, and we are a team coordinator. If you read job descriptions as well, there's a bunch of things that's about what the product manager is expected to do. We manage stakeholders, we set the vision, we build a roadmap, we set focus and prioritization, we run experiments and discovery, and we facilitate continuous learning. Sometimes when you read through these things, it's like exhausting, and how is it even physically possible to do all of these? Well, I like to look at being a product manager from a different perspective. Sure, all of this is true. We do all of these. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we do other things. It really depends on the team. I think if you've heard Angela earlier, she was saying sometimes the lines between some roles are blurred. It depends on the maturity, it depends on the interest, it depends on the capability of the people. And it's the same for product managers. Sometimes we plug in gaps in the teams, sometimes we don't. But for me, it's actually, especially in Adevinta, product manager helps save the world. Especially when you work in a company whose purpose is to make a positive change in the world by helping everything and everyone find a new purpose. It sounds big, it sounds well, it sounds very purposeful. It sounds bigger than myself, my role, the products that we build. And our role as product managers is to figure out with the teams, help people understand how can we actually make this purpose real? How can the company actually serve this purpose? How can the company make a positive change in the world by helping everything and everyone find a new purpose? What does that mean? How do we do it? And we do it as PMs in two ways. We bring focus to the team by focusing on bringing value to the people. Okay, it sounds like it's such woo-woo, highfalutin words. Let's try to break it down a little bit. So first, bringing value to the people. A very popular product manager celebrity, or at least a celebrity among the PMs, Jeff Lash, said, people buy products because of the needs that they fulfill and the problems they solve. What does that mean? So let me ask you again. Anybody who wants to volunteer, what was the last item you purchased? What was the last item you had delivered in your home, and why? And if you can't use it anymore, how would you feel?
I got some shoes that I'm really obsessed with right now. I'm not
Why?
gonna lie.
Why are
This
you
was my last purchase. Because the previous pair that I was obsessed with was just dying. It was 5 years since I bought it, and it was basically just telling me, hey, just stop using me and please buy a new pair that you can shift this attention to.
But why are you obsessed with this pair or even the previous pair? What about these shoes are you obsessed about?
Color, comfort, and feel. Like it just goes with everything. You can wear it wherever you want to go. You can go hike, skate, just walk around, just go out in them, and it's just very multi-purpose, I guess.
So it's it's a pair of shoes that fits your lifestyle seamlessly. It seems it goes with everything, so you don't even have to switch shoes for every activity that you want to do, if I'm reading it correctly. And how would you feel if you can't use it anymore?
Well, I would be very annoyed because that would mean first I can't use it, and then second I need to buy a new pair. So the longer I can use it, maybe it would be better for me, better for my wallet as well, and also better for the environment. But yeah, it would suck.
And your reaction is to buy another one. So you would buy a similar pair, actually.
Exactly.
Thank you. Thanks, Dara, for sharing. Christina said, I received a big box of KM fruits and vegetables. I love them, the taste and what it means for the local farmers. If I cannot get it anymore, I would feel awful. Thanks for sharing, Christina. So it's actually what Jeff Lash was saying. We buy things because they serve a purpose for us. They fulfill a need that is very personal to us, and it solves a problem. It solves a problem for practical problems like comfort, and we don't want to switch shoes all the time. It solves a more existential problem, like the need to feel that we're contributing to the society. And if we can't do that anymore, there's a gap. So that's what bringing value is. It's fulfilling that need, solving that problem for people, and you know you're bringing value if and when people feel the loss if they cannot use that product anymore. And that's what we want to bring in as product managers. We want to make sure that the products that we build in our businesses is actually doing that. We're fulfilling needs and solving problems. And when people can't use our products anymore, they hurt, they cry, they it's a loss, it's a felt loss. And in Adevinta, this is what we need to do. So to bring it back to a more practical purpose, and as PMs, we want to make sure that we understand the needs that people have that our business as Adevinta can actually fulfill. So they could be, because we're a marketplace, they could be people want to get rid of items that they no longer want or need. They could be people want to purchase great items without breaking the bank. Amazing items that are not expensive, especially for the ones who are moving apartments, for example, like I did. People want to contribute to reducing waste and protecting the environment. There is also that kind of emotional need that we also shouldn't forget. So PMs, we help surface these problems, understand these problems that the business, the company that we are part of, should actually be addressing. And also, on the flip side, we also need to bring focus that we actually know if these problems have been solved. We know that if the products that we've built have solved those problems, and in a really great way. And we know that through knowing what success look like. Are people successful in selling their items in our marketplace? Have they been able to do it multiple times in a great way, fast, efficient? Have people found amazing deals in our marketplaces? Have people bought items, again, multiple times in an efficient way, and they've told other people to do the same? And by how much have people reduced their ecological footprint since using our marketplaces? Can we know this? And can we make sure that we keep talking about it? Again, to keep that focus on the value that we're providing. Let me stop there in case there are questions and feelings, violent reactions, even if you have any protests. Cax, you're wrong. I'm okay with that too. Going once, going twice? Okay, then I continue. So knowing the problems that we want to solve, knowing the needs that we want to fulfill, and knowing if we've managed to fulfill them and keeping a laser focus on that, it actually can help us bring focus to the team. And another famous guy once said, people think focus means saying yes to the things that you've got to focus on. Sure, you're saying yes to the things that you're focusing on, but then you end up having a lot of things that you think you need to focus on. But focus actually means saying no to the 100 other good ideas, and just saying yes to that right one. So how do we do that as product managers? As product managers, we do it by setting a clear goal for the team and a strategy to get there. So it could be that the goal that we set for the team is that, okay, our goal is that we help people sell their items fast. And the strategy could be different ways to get there, or different steps to get there. First, we focus on helping people communicate, guarantee authenticity, send reminders, provide free delivery services. We think this is the right strategy to help people sell their items fast. But there is a caveat there. We think. So first, we set a goal for the team and a direction, a strategy to help the team get to that goal or achieve that goal. However, we also make sure that we prioritize learning so we can change our strategy if necessary. So keyword from earlier, we think that this is the strategy that could actually help us reach our goal. But we don't know. We're not sure. So we need to prioritize learning So we can actually be sure if the strategy is correct or wrong, and if it's wrong, we can change fast. And how do we do that? And this is what Angela was talking earlier about during the UX talk, that we have processes for this. We do things that you've probably heard of, like design thinking. We have agile methodologies, etc., etc. However, it can be simplified into, we talk to the users to understand their problems so we can define them better, or even to make sure if those problems even exist in the first place. We work with the team, with UX, with engineers, with data people, to find good ideas to solve those problems, and then we test them. We test them using scientific methods like A/B testing or other experimentation tools. And then we look at data. We look at data to tell us if those needs are actually being fulfilled. If we're seeing indicators like, people selling fast, efficiently? Are people able to buy more, etc.? And in some cases, can we actually measure the ecological impact that we have? If you've seen the Adevinta sustainability report, actually we can. So we look at these things, we talk to the users, we do experimentation, and we look at data so that if at the end our strategy is wrong, we can change. We can change fast. And we can change multiple times if necessary. And it seems like a lot of things. Of course, there's also the delivery. When we've said that, okay, this idea is good, let's actually do it. There's still the building part of it. But that kind of ends up becoming the easy part. The journey to get to the right idea feels long and hard. So as PMs, we also need to help the team find the space to do all of this. When, how, especially when reality comes in and management will come in with their many things that they ask for, customers will come in with many complaints, etc. So how do we make the space for the team to actually be able to learn? By defining clear priorities. Clear priorities for the week, clear priorities for the 2 weeks, clear priorities for the month or the quarter. These are the problems that we want to solve. This is our goal for this period of time. Setting the right expectations between the people that we work with, whether it's clients, managers, other teams, that this is our focus. This is our priority for the week, for the next 2 weeks, for the month. Let's make sure that we don't add noise to this. And finding alignment. We don't work in silos. We never do. It's I don't know if a lot of you seem so young to have to know this song, but there is a song from a long time ago called "No Man is an Island." It's the same. No team is an island. We sometimes need help from other teams, from other product teams, from sales, from marketing, etc. And we need that support. So we need to find that alignment between teams to make sure that the teams that we work with are really able to focus on that goal, to work on the things that they've prioritized or we've prioritized with them, etc., etc. And sometimes especially when everything that you're working hard on is failing, when the demands are too high and you're not seeing the results, it can be demotivating. So part of our role is actually keeping the motivation high. And how do we do that? By keeping focus again on the goal. Look, people, we're trying to save the world. Let's keep that in mind. Everything else is just a setback. Everything else is just part of the experience, a learning process. But if at the end of the day we're going to save the world, isn't that worth it? Yes, I'm seeing nods. People agree. Thank you. So in the end, because of all of these things that we do with the team, and we don't do it alone as product managers, we kind of become really good at being a business and industry expert. We know what the business is supposed to be doing. We know what it looks like in the industry. We know who our competitors are. We become very good at understanding our users. What are their problems? What are the problems that our business needs to be solving? Who are these people who have these problems? We become really good at it, but we need to work with other people, especially UX, for example, in understanding it better. We become really good at data. We become really good at data because we need it to know if we are solving problems. We need it to know if our ideas are good. But again, we don't do it alone. We become really good at working with data people, data scientists, data analysts, data engineers. We become really good at having a strategic mindset. We become really good at setting strategies. For example, we know a goal. What are the different paths to get there? Which one should we do first? If that strategy doesn't work, do we have a plan, a strategy B, a strategy C? But still being very flexible that a strategy is an assumption. A strategy is we think this is good, so we don't get attached to it. We have a mindset that we need to have many strategies, so we can always change whenever we need to. We become very good at collaboration because we can't build products on our own. That's physically impossible. So we actually need to bring people together and rally them to the goal that we want to have. And to do all of this, we become really good at communicating. We need to tell good stories. We need to tell good stories so people are motivated. We need to be firm with saying no and why we're saying no so we can manage expectations. And sometimes, as a consequence, our calendars look like this. It is true. I will not sugarcoat it. Our calendars can be insane. We do a lot of things. We do a lot of meetings. We actually have to end up booking our focus time so we can work on stuff. It's part of the role. It's part of the role because we have to talk to a lot of people. We have to coordinate a lot of things. We have to think about many different angles to building products. But it's okay because the outcome is that we end up with building products that are super cool. Super cool because, yes, agree. As Paula was saying in the chat, it's worth it. Super cool because these are the products that actually help solve the problems that we've pointed out earlier. These are the products that help sellers sell, buyers buy, and eventually contribute to keeping the environment alive. And as a bonus, these products are being used all over the world. How cool is that to say that I have a product that I built here in Barcelona that's being used by somebody 6, 7, 8 hours away who doesn't even speak the language that I do. And yet they're using it. And with that, I end my pitch for people to become product managers. So my name is Cax. You can contact me anytime. I'm all over the internet. That's my email address. I'm on Twitter and LinkedIn. And I guess it's time for Q&A. Did I scare anybody into going into product management? I'm seeing Christina saying, oh my God.
Okay, then I'll ask. So what would be your favorite part of your job, of your role?
Everything. Okay, so there is a favorite part. So my favorite part is when you actually see problems being solved. So of course this means having a definition of success, but when you actually see that line in that chart moving towards the direction that you wanted to move, when the results of your tests are indicating positive outcomes, that yes, with this idea problems are going to be solved. So it's that part. It takes a journey to get there, but when you're seeing that yes, you can actually solve a problem, and even better, you are actually doing that, that is my favorite part, because that part makes me feel that I am saving the world.
Totally. Thank you.
Cax, what is the thing that you found most challenging, especially in the beginning of becoming a product manager?
Oof. For me, the most challenging part is accepting that I can't learn everything at the same time, and I can't do everything physically, because there's a lot of factors that come in. So we talked about data, we talked about working with engineers, we talked about working with UX, talking to users, and putting all of that together to have a strategy. When you're starting out as a PM, you can probably do just two of those 20 things. But knowing that there are 18 other things that you need to be doing kind of is hard, because it puts pressure. At least it was for me. Gave me the pressure that, oh my God, I need to learn so many things so many fast at such a fast pace. That was hard. But it was also accepting that nope, I also have to take my own space, because whatever pressure it is that I'm putting on myself, and having all of these unrealistic goals as well, can have impact on other people, especially since I'm working with a lot of people. It will manifest. People will feel it as well. Don't forget, part of the role is also being team motivator. If I'm not motivated, or if I'm frustrated, that's gonna be seen. That's gonna be shared.
Thank you.
I have one question.
Sure.
I know that you have some involvement with some organizations that help women in tech and in this kind of environment. So I think, as like an expert in that field, is there some tips that you could give to women who might want to go into like more tech fields?
Oof, that's a good one and a hard one, actually. Um, my my favorite advice would be, because it's always easy to say, oof, I can't do that. Ooh, I don't have experience in this, especially when you're looking at job descriptions and the requirements are saying 3+ years or degree in whatever. My advice would be, don't even look at that. Look at the responsibilities. Do those responsibilities listed, are those responsibilities listed making you feel excited? Are those responsibilities making you feel like, shit, I want to do that, I want to learn that? And and the second one is the organization and the products that they're building also making you feel excited? Is that the kind of product that you want to build? Is that the kind of organization that you want to be part of? Focus on that. Focus on being or learning how to fulfill those responsibilities expected. And maybe, just maybe, and you know what, it's actually almost always right, you do have experience in fulfilling that responsibility in a different life. It's just that focusing on the requirements at the same time makes you think that, oof, I don't know how to do it in the way that they expect. Nobody has any expectation. The only expectation that they have is that this um this responsibility is done, and that is the only priority for me to, or the only advice that I would give to prioritize. for aspiring product managers. Sure, there will be a journey for it, but I mean, the journey is already a blocker. Don't let the blocker be yourself to just feeling like I can't do this.
Thank you.
Okay, is there any more questions? Okay, so in that case, thank you very much, Cax. It's been really interesting, really nice, and I have no doubt now that there's more people wanting to enter to this field than before the talk, including myself. So thank you again, and just stay tuned. We're gonna have the last talk at 12:30. It's gonna be Guillermo Antañón and Victor Luz. They're gonna talk about the DevOps field and how it has been evolving. It's a really interesting talk as well. So that's all. We're gonna have a break now, and stay tuned. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you for having me, by the way.
Thank you for joining, Kex.
Bye.
Bye. Everyone else, before you go, we do have actually one more thing to tell you. Guillem, do you want to let them know about the open roles?
Yeah, sure. Give me a sec. I'm gonna present my screen. So I hope you can all see it.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so as you've seen several times now, this is one of the main slides of this presentation. So feel free to access this link. You'll find a lot of information about the early careers there. And so the process to join us is simple, and actually you did the first step already, that it was joining the open day. So you will be receiving some information after the event. You can keep in contact with us. You have all the tools you need. You can access through the website. You can write to us, and finally you can apply to our roles. So yeah, I think this is all, and just stay tuned for the next speakers.
Thank you, Guillem.